I mean, he pretty much missed his whole freshman year of school. I mean, he didn't go back after fall break. And then just being, you know, a teenager, a 15-year-old.
That was probably one of the hardest things for him too, because he's kind of he's our scholar. He definitely prides himself on his grades, and that was one of the hardest things for him is like, I'm not going to be able to go to school. Like, I can go to school still.
So I'm sure he wasn't even touching homework and stuff, right?
No, it was very hard luckily we have a friend who was his home
Homebound,
teacher. She
yeah.
would come to our house, but still it was very hard for him because with chemo you get brain fog.
Yeah.
And,
It's hard to focus.
yeah, everything's screwed up in
And
your
he
brain.
he just feels like crap, and he's tired. And
Yeah, he just wants to sleep all the time.
Well, it's, you know, I always thought it was crazy how they're putting this chemical in their body, and the nurses are coming in with hazmat suits on.
Yeah.
You know, it's just crazy
Yeah.
to think about.
yeah, and they're literally pumping him full of poison.
I know you're thinking, how did they even discover that this works?
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. How did we come to this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for Austin, after all of his chemo, then he had to go to the Mayo Clinic, and he had to have 14 days straight of radiation, which Ethan had no radiation. So for Austin, like even till now, like his hair is super thin. Like it hasn't really.
I was going to
come
ask,
back
so they
as
both
much.
lost their hair.
They both completely lost their
Came
hair.
back same color, different texture.
It's come back same color, same texture. Like Ethan's is totally completely fine. His
Yeah,
his
he's
hair's
got
great.
Yeah.
Big head of hair.
Yeah, but Austin's has come back same color, but it's pretty thin. It's pretty thin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I remember thinking, man, bro's going to have hair and it could be blonde. He was a redhead.
Yeah.
And we were just like waiting to see how it would come back.
Oh yeah, they both were hoping for curls. They were wanting curls. Ethan was hoping for red hair, and I was
Yeah,
like,
we're
okay,
like,
okay,
yeah.
dude, I don't think you're gonna get a different
I
color.
thought he said blue.
Yeah, I think he did
Like,
at one
I don't
point.
think that can even happen.
I know. Austin was definitely hoping for curls. Now he's just hoping for hair.
Yeah.
So Austin's treatment in total was less than a year.
Yeah.
Like 6 months.
Super aggressive, but then you get that news essentially that it's essentially working.
Yeah.
Yep. It was MRIs they were using to track it, right? Or was it the CT
The
scans?
CT scans and full body PET scans.
Yeah, because at the end of treatment, when they're talking about removing his port, and Julie was really concerned, like, well, how do you know it's gone? Like, don't remove his port if, like, it's still
Right,
there.
Right.
And I wasn't at that visit, so you could tell the story, but they brought you in, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, and they just showed like the scans from like at the very beginning, and then like midway through, and then at the end, and like how lit up it was at the very beginning to like now. I mean, there was nothing. So I mean, you
Because
just
all his lymph nodes were lit up
Yeah.
in that first meeting. I know another meeting we had when they were telling us what he has and showing us the CD scan, and his lymph nodes are just lit up because they put the dye in, have him drink the dye and stuff. Or did they inject it? I don't remember.
no, they inject it
Yeah.
like spider juice, they call it.
Yeah. And then the last one is completely blacked out,
Yeah.
the whole picture. So that put us at ease.
And it was crazy. I mean, because he was considered stage 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
And
it was
had-
in his lungs.
Yeah, it had
and
gone to
everything.
his lungs, which explained the juicy cough he had.
Right.
It was starting to metastasize into other organs.
Yeah.
And that's why they also did scans below to make sure it hadn't gone below. And luckily, those came back.
Yeah,
Thank
because
God.
it was in his lungs. There's some by his heart. There's some up by his throat. So like when they were doing the radiation, like they're hitting those areas. So like long term, like they were saying, long term he can have some areas where
Acid reflux.
and he's going to have some damage like in his lungs from the radiation from the areas that they were hitting, and they're hoping that he won't have any areas in his heart because obviously they tried. He got the pinpoint
Proton, the proton.
radiation where they're like
They only do
directly
it
hitting
at
it.
Mayo in Arizona. I forget. We went to this whole seminar at Mayo where they talk about the proton beam because there's only a handful of facilities in the United States that have that technology, and it's super pinpoint as opposed to photon radiation just kind of destroys a lot of stuff.
It hits it and then goes to other organs and
Yeah.
out through other areas. But it's still, like they said, that it's still hitting kind of other parts, like right by it. So
And with the lymph node being next to his heart and stuff.
so we hope. I mean, we're praying that, you know, long term that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just gotta live every day like you're not guaranteed it. And,
Yeah.
and love on your kids and go for walks and eat dinner together.
Yeah.
So how would you guys say that your boys have changed since what they've gone through?
Well, they're definitely more mature.
Oh, yeah.
They got mature quick. I mean, I feel like Austin was already getting to that point. So his maturity level maybe wasn't as noticeable as Ethan's, but Ethan went from like a child to like a 16 or 17-year-old boy. He was kind of forced to, you know. It's funny when you see him play with other kids his age. He almost, I don't want to be rude or disrespectful, but it's almost like he has to lower himself a little bit, like to be on that level.
For you guys, how have you guys changed? I know you guys have shared with me, and you just kind of said it, Darin, like that family time, right? Like you guys have really prioritized that.
Oh, definitely. I think our family's definitely gotten super close.
Yeah, we've changed. I don't think we really put a priority on family before. We've now dedicated one day a week, Sunday. It's family day, regardless. Like, and everybody's really good about showing up. So we'll go to church in the morning and then have dinner at night. The boys who now live away from us they'll come and partake, and their girlfriends, and I think it's really good. The boys are enjoying it. I think it's brought us all closer, which is the ironic thing through the trauma. I mean, maybe it's not ironic because you hear it all the time, but through the trauma, it's brought us all closer. I think we've also learned, like I said, not to take any day for granted, especially in their situation. You know, we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, so we're just celebrating every day. And there's not bad news, which I've said this before, but you constantly, when they were going through it, you were constantly celebrating the wins because there wasn't very many. And that's what kept us going throughout it all, is just focusing on the small wins. Because it's easy to fall into a dark place and just feel like it's hopeless. Even with the percentages being as high as they were, your body is just so stupid and it wants to focus on the negative. So you have to just trick yourself into focusing on the positives.
How would you say it's impacted your faith?
So it's interesting. Definitely leaned on God a lot, especially at the beginning. You do go through this weird cycle where you start questioning, why would you do this, God?
Why would you do it twice?
But you come to understand that everything God does is for good. We might not see it right now, but ultimately, like I said, it's brought our family closer together, and that's a good thing. It's brought us closer with our small group. That's a good thing. This is something that the kids, if they ever have friends or anything that go through this, they could talk to it with their friends. They can walk through these valleys with their friends.
For sure.
But yeah, sorry. But I would say at the beginning, we leaned on God a lot. And then we went through those valleys where you're questioning why God chose you to go through this crud. And then I think you start building up stronger than you were before. to where even though you've gone through this, you know there's a better plan, and regardless of what happens whatsoever, God is true, God is faithful, and God doesn't change. God wasn't surprised by what happened. We were. God wasn't. He has a plan in all of this. And it's all for his will. It's all for good. And we just kept focusing on that. Whatever happens, this is meant to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was hard at first. Because I think as a Christian, whenever you go through a tragedy, that's when you pray most. And then when you're on the other side of that tragedy, and then it happens again, then you're gonna start questioning. At least I did, and I'm sure you did. But then when you're on the other side of that, and we were lucky. It could not. There was a possibility it could not have worked out as good as it did. We thank God it did, because we know that it could have gone either way. But our faith is very strong now. We talk about it a lot in small group. And there's a verse in the Bible that says something to the effect of, anytime your faith is put to this test, consider it pure joy. And when you're going through it, you're like, I don't know if I can. But the joy part, I think, comes from leaning on him and knowing he's in control. Whatever happens, he already ordained it to happen. And we're all the way like the analogy, we're all in the same boat. You can do whatever you want on the cruise ship. You can act like a drunken fool, or you can obey the rules, but we're all, all of us believers, we're all going on that cruise ship to the same destination. And some people might jump overboard, and some people might not make it to the end, but in the end, when we get there, everybody's gonna be there. So I think that's my mentality, is we're all on this boat. There's gonna be bad things that are gonna happen. And that's the other thing, right? It makes you question, why do bad things happen? That's a whole other discussion in of itself. But they do happen. We know they happen because of the fall. But when we get to that end place, that destination, my prayer is that everything becomes clear, and we could see that from these two tragedies, this is what spiderweb from it.
When you guys look to the future, and I'm thinking of somebody listening to this, and maybe they're in the thick of it. Maybe they just got that diagnosis for their kid. What would you say to them?
I would say you're going to get through it. That it's going to be hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But you're going to find out who your true friends are. And maybe some friends who you thought aren't going to be. And ones that maybe you didn't truly are going to be. And some family members that you thought aren't going to be. And you're going to have an awesome team of your doctors, and your family's going to get close, and you're going to get through it. And
stay positive.
Yeah.
As hard as it is, I think it's really important to stay positive for your kids, just so that they can see, if they see the fear in you, it might diminish the hope they have. Yeah. So stay as strong as you can for your kids. If you have to have those moments, try to have it private.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's one of the things that I will say for me, watching you guys go through this, was like my level of respect. I've always had so much respect for you guys, but my level of respect has grown immensely. Seeing you, Julie, just how you managed like all of that for your kids. And you guys were so strong. And then also Darin, for you, as like the man of the home, and having 4 boys, like you were just like a godly leader to them and to your wife. And that was really awesome to see. I knew it the whole time without God. But I think that is the example and the testimony, right? And it goes to like how that impacts others, right? Like I think it makes me want to be a better mom, or think about if I were going through that, right? How I would show up. And I feel like your example, Darin, to other husbands out there was like a phenomenal example. So
Thank you.
yeah, I said this many times. I feel like your kids were so blessed to have you guys as their parents that got to walk this with them. They probably don't know how awesome you guys are, but you guys are pretty awesome for them. So
Thanks.
we appreciate you guys sharing your story. I feel like there's so much more, but I truly appreciate you being so honest and open. And I hope that anybody out there that is listening to this can leave encouraged and know that you guys went through it and that they can get through it too. So thank you for sharing.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for listening to the Real Deal podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe, and you can follow us on social media at the Home Selling Team AZ.